So hey, what's up, hog hunters? Welcome back. Single hook hogs keep you ready and motivated for trout fishing in Pennsylvania and surrounding areas. I'm Corporal Hood. First off, we'd just like to say we really appreciate all support. Everybody that's been subscribing to the channel so far, make sure y'all hit that bell, like, subscribe, share, and follow us on Instagram at Single Hook Hogs. We put out a video every week. Today, what we got for y'all: how to choose a spinning reel for trout fishing, more specifically, ultralight trout fishing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over some mistakes, some considerations, what to look for, and we're going to break down a couple different reels and a couple different price points. We have one option over $200. We have two options that are going to be between $100 and $200, and we also have two options that are going to be below that $100 price point, which I kind of think you're getting a little bit of bang for your buck considering these two reels. One we haven't tried out yet, and you will see the unboxing of that in the end of this video. Stay motivated, keep it tight. We hope you guys are digging the content. Remember, like, subscribe, share. So I want to talk about two major mistakes that people make when buying spinning reels. First of all, newer is not always better. A lot of times you can get last year's model at a discounted price, and it has all the specs and everything that you need to be successful for your purposes. And secondly, people focus on price. $200 doesn't mean you're getting the best reel in the world, and $70 doesn't mean you're getting a piece of crap. There's some killer reels out there at the $70 and especially $80 price points. Whenever you're gonna buy a spinning reel, there's some things to consider. First of all, why are you buying that spinning reel? Are you buying it for a beginner, maybe your kid, maybe you're just getting into trout fishing? Are you buying it for a workhorse? You know exactly the workload that you need that reel to perform under. You know that you fish pretty often and you're gonna beat it up a little bit, so you want something really solid that you're not gonna have to worry about maintenance too much. Or are you buying something that you want to treat yourself to something really wonderful or make a grand gesture as a gift, or you just prefer to have guide level gear? After you figure out why you're buying the reel, you then want to look at what specifications you're going to need for your purposes. The major specs that I look at are gear ratio. A higher gear ratio usually means a faster return, and I like to run a lot of spinners, so that keeps me in the game. Also, a little quicker gear ratio helps with those hook sets, so you get those fish right on the lip. Next, I like to look at how many ball bearings it has. Higher number of ball bearings is most often the result of smoother action. After that, you look at drag. You look at the strength and sensitivity of that drag. You also look at the weather resistance. Is it stainless steel water resistant? Is it weather proof, or is it fully weather sealed? Something you definitely have to consider if you plan on taking the reel to saltwater. However, this video, we're mostly talking about ultralight trout fishing, so we're talking about freshwater reels. Then, I like to look at line capacity. How much line do you actually need? Ultralight trout fishing, if you can get 100 yards of line on that reel, you're good. Lastly, when it comes to specifications, I consider personal preferences, color, weight, what kind of materials, whether you have a cork handle, whether it's a straight angle on the arm, that's all up to you. The last thing that I consider when buying a reel is actually price. Not to say that we're not trying to get the best deal, but you want to figure out why you're buying the reel, what specifications you need, and then look at price points in those categories and try to find the best deal. And there are some deals out there. You don't have to spend $200 to get a 22-pound drag. We're going to prove that later in this video. So now the nuts and bolts, y'all. We're going to talk about 5 different reels today, starting with a Shimano Stratic, moving down to the Abu Garcia Zeta, Fluger President XT, followed by the Mitchell 8 Pro, and we're going to then have the unboxing of this bad boy right here, the Diawa Regal 2500. That's right, we haven't used this yet, but the specs on this thing are incredible. And wait till you see how much it costs. It's amazing. So the first reel on our list today, y'all, is that Shimano Stratic. That's right, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Has a 9-bearing system in it. All right, you can see that beautiful red and silver. And if you get up close, it's actually a little sparkly. There it is, you see that? Now, if you notice, and you're gonna continue to notice in this video, none of my reels have paddle handles on them. I do not like to use paddle handles because I like to be able to grab that handle in any position and continue to reel. So getting back to the Shimano Stratic, this thing is a Ferrari. It comes in about $274. However, it's been discontinued for the Shimano Vanford, which we do not have. This reel is ultra smooth. There is absolute zero play. When you reel this reel, you hook up instantly, it grabs. We've pulled in 4 or 5 pound trout on this thing. It's beautiful. Don't have all the specs, lost the box, but we just wanted to show you what you're getting at the above $200 price point. And when I say this thing is a Ferrari, it's just a Ferrari. Absolutely no complaints. So now you all saw that Stratic at that over $200 price point. We're going to go ahead and move down and talk about the reels between $100 and $200. We're talking about, firstly, Abu Garcia Zeta. Then we're going to talk about that Fluger President XT. All right, y'all, there it is. Specs right off the box. 11 bearings, 6 and 2-to-1 return, 14-pound drag, and you're talking about 130 yards of 8-pound test, which is a 15-pound braided backing. So that's definitely adequate. This thing's actually pretty ironclad. And if you want to take a look, there it is. It comes in a beautiful olive drab with some red highlights. Has a straight angle carbon fiber handle on it. That straight angle takes a little getting used to, but it is nice. This thing's solid. It's a little heavy, but it has that nice hard-coated look, and I love the red highlights. Caught a lot of fish on this reel. This thing's boss. I love it. It comes in about $179, and you are getting every bit of your money's worth. Next on the list, Fluger President XT. There's the box. That's what the reel looks like. Looking at the specs right here, you can see it has a 12-pound drag, coming back at about 35 inches per turn on that 6-2-1 gear ratio. Braid capacity, you can put about 250 yards of 8-pound braid on there. Another thing we want to show you about this reel right here, it has a sealed drag right there on the box. Seals drag system. The Fluger President XT is honestly my #1 recommendation when looking for a trout fishing reel. I got the SP25 size. That thing's awesome. We have caught fish on that reel. It has never given us any problems, and it does come braid ready for around $100. Fully sealed drag, braid ready, 12-pound drag. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all, y'all. All right, anyway, moving on down to the under $100 price point. We have 2 reels we're going to show you today. One of them is this Mitchell 308 Pro. Now, they actually just raised the price on this reel this year. It went up about $10. We'll talk about that in a second. The other, Diawa Regal. All right, y'all, so as you can see, these Mitchell 308 Pros are a little bit of a powerhouse. They come with 10 bearings, a 5 8-to-1 return. They got a 14-pound drag on them, and they do hold some line, 130 yards, 8-pound mono, and 190 yards of 8-pound braid. These reels come in anywhere from $59 to $69 I was getting them for, but this year I noticed Bass Pro Shops actually raised the price of these reels to $79. These things are cool looking. You see that nice metallic green, 308 Pro right there. They shine. It has like a rubberized hard-coated black bail. The one thing about this reel is it does, as you can see, have a very high profile on that drag adjustment, and when you flip the bail with your hand, you tend to rub that if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. It also comes in a smaller size, a 310 Pro, which is the same color and has all the same specs. I believe that has a 5 and 2 return on it, but otherwise, both of these are solid. I actually pulled in a 5-pounder on that little guy earlier this year. Thanks for sticking with us this far. All the reels that you have seen so far today are tested and proven. I fished every one of those reels for a minimum of 1 year. Special event today, we got this unboxing of this Diawa Regal. I've been looking for an excuse to buy one of these Diawas. Everybody raves about them. I actually bought my little brother a Diawa Fuego for his birthday last year. He's only fished it twice. Says it was smooth. However, Diawa Regal 2500. This reel, believe it or not, is only $70. $70 for this thing. Check out the specs. You're getting a 6 2-in-1 return. All right. You have a 22-pound drag on this thing with 10 ball bearings, and you can fit 240 yards of 8-pound mono on this thing. This reel is an absolute deal from what it looks like for $70. Let's go ahead and open up this box, see what we're looking at here. Opening up the box. What do we got? All right, that's trash. Comes in a nice purple and gold color. Let's go ahead and get it out of this plastic for you. There it is, y'all. Diawa Regal 2500. You see it comes in that nice gold and that purple sparkle. Don't have any line on this yet. We will be pairing this with an Okuma SST New Gen 5.6. And as you can see, no paddle handle. Once again, I do not prefer paddle handles, but that is personal preference. This thing looks sharp. I can't wait to get this on the water. Once again, guys, this reel comes in, you see right there, $59. Bass Pro Shops. All right, y'all, so there you have it. When buying a spinning reel for ultralight trout fishing, there's some things to consider. We gave you guys some tested and proven options, and we have a suggestion that isn't quite tested and proven yet, but we do have all the confidence that that thing's going to perform on the water. Once again, star of the show here today, Diawa Regal 2500. We'll be hooking this up to one of those Okuma SST new gens, so keep tracking for that video. It will be up and coming. We think this thing's going to look great, but there you go. If I had to go on the water with any reel, hands down guaranteed, it would probably be that Fluger President XT or that Mitchell 308 Pro. Those things are tested and proven. They're not too expensive. I love that Mitchell 308 Pro. Anytime I'm going somewhere that I don't know the conditions and the terrain, I take that thing. I know it's going to perform. It's not too expensive to replace. And once again, comparing the specs to that Diawa Regal, for 60 bucks, it holds up to anything else we have here. It's just a matter of time of getting on the water and testing it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and read those specs again one more time for you. 6-2 return, 14-pound drag, 10 ball bearings, and it holds over 130 yards, 240 meters of 8-pound test. For 60 bucks, killer deal. We hope it performs well above its price point. Stay motivated, keep it tight. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Thanks for checking us out. We hope you guys enjoyed this content and took something positive away from it, and it helps you out on the water. Single Hook Hogs out.